Now that you've got your website designed by one of Rocketspark's design partners, this video is going to explain how you can edit your website and keep it up to date. So the first thing you'll need to do is log into your website, and there's two ways to do this. The first way is to go to the website and then scroll right to the bottom and click on this dashboard link. That'll take you to a login screen. The other way is to go to rocketspark.com, and in the top right you've got a login option, and that brings you to a login screen as well. Enter the details that your design partner has provided you with, and then click login. This brings you into your Rocketspark dashboard. So the dashboard is the hub of the website. So there's a few things I just want to point out here. So the first thing, if you've got your dashboard editor and preview slider, so that's where you can come back to the dashboard, go into edit the website, or see what the website's going to look like once you've done some editing on it. And then you've also got manage pages. And managing your pages is where you can add new pages to the site, where you can change the order of the pages in the menu, and where you can delete and copy pages as well. We'll come back to that in a little bit. You've also got your social media settings. This is where you can add and remove social media accounts to your website. You've got email accounts. If your emails are hosted with Rocketspark, then this is where they will be, and you can manage them from there, add and remove emails, or purchase new ones. Same with domain names. If you've got domain names registered with Rocketspark, they will show up in this hosted by Rocketspark section. If you've got domain names that are managed elsewhere, they'll show up in the self-managed domain names, and that's where you can add new domain names as well. The Get Found SEO section is about bringing traffic to your website. This is the content that Google will see from the back end of the website, and this is where you can edit it, make changes. You can see each of the pages have their own SEO content that you can edit. If you need help with this, talk to your design partner, or also any SEO expert will be able to help you out with this. And the last section is My Account. This is just all of the details about who owns the website and the contact details. So that's where you can edit that and change your password as well. So now let's jump into the editor, and we can have a look at how this is going to work. So what you'll see here is an exact version of your website, and this is where you can edit it. So exactly what you see here and the changes you make here will then appear on your website. So the first section is this feature area, which is the main section that's got the big large photos in it. Can often have text over those photos as well. So let's have a look at how we edit those. If you click on this pencil, you can see now that we got this panel that slides out, and this is where you can edit your text and your photos that are sitting in the feature area. So let's change this to accountant. You can see it changes straight away. We can change the button and what it says, and we can also upload new photos. So let's replace this image here, and we'll replace it with this photo. And you can see it's going to upload the image. It's going to make it the right size for web, so it's not going to be pixelated at all, but it's also not going to be really a large file that people can't download. So we can reposition it if we want, and then we can click Save Changes, and it's going to load that photo in ready to go. So we can now edit where this text sits on those photos, and we can also edit the width of the text as well, so you can make sure it's sitting in exactly the right place. So let's save that now, and now you can see we've changed that photo, we've changed what this text says, and it's sitting in the right place for that photo. As we come down the page now, we move into the main kind of content section of the website, and this is broken into what we call stacks and blocks. So it's kind of like Lego. So a stack is the number of columns that you've got of content in that section. So you can see here we've got a 3-column stack. As we come down the page, this photo is a 1-column stack. Then the next section is a 3-column stack again. And then the last section here is a 2-column stack. And you can, in a minute, we'll show you all of the different stack options you've got, but that's how this page has been built, with stacks of column widths there. Now the next part of that is the blocks, and this is an individual block of content. So you can see we've got 3 text blocks here. And then in this 1-column stack we have a picture block. And then in this 3-column stack we've got 3 picture blocks. And then in this bottom column, bottom stack here, we've got a map block, and we've got a text block and then 2 button blocks. So let me show you how that works and how we can edit those. Let's start with the text here. You can see you've got an edit pencil. If you click on that, it'll bring up this text editing window. So if we change some content in here, we'll take care of all your accounting needs so you can focus on other things. Let's bold the word accounting, and maybe instead of it being centered, let's left align it. So if we click save, you can see now we've left aligned the text, accounting is bold, and because we added in that extra word, it's dropped it onto the word things onto another line here. So maybe we want to actually change that. Let's remove that word and let's make this back to centered. Okay, so you can see now that we've been able to edit that text really easily. You can make links, text links in there, you can do italic font, all those sorts of things. So that's the editing of text. So now on to editing pictures and changing them. If we click on the pencil over top of a picture, you can see we get this left-hand pane that slides out as well. Now we can replace the picture and edit those photos as well. Now the beauty of Rocketspark is you don't need to edit the photos in a system before you upload them. You can actually edit them directly on the website. So it's a really nice, easy way to be able to crop photos and zoom in on photos and add overlays to them and all sorts of things like that without having to do it in another program. So if I click on Replace Picture, you can see I can now upload another photo. It's going to upload that photo, it's going to figure out what file size it needs to be, what size it needs to be physically, and it's going to put it into the exact same space that we had the image previously. And now what I can do is, if I click on that, I can actually drag that photo and change what part of the photo we can see, because you can see we're only using a small section of that, and now I can change what part of that photo we see. We can also, from this little arrow here, crop it to show and reveal more of that photo. And then if I zoom in on that photo, I can then move that around again so that I can see even different parts of it. So you might be able to get quite a cool effect by only showing a certain part of that photo. So let me zoom out. And then what we can do is, obviously in this situation we have text over top of it. You can change what that says, what that text says. So let me just remove the word "our" from that. We've got services, and then if I wanted to, I could give this photo rounded corners, or I could actually make it into a circle, and I could make that circle smaller now, and then I can still move that photo around inside of that circle. And potentially I might want to add an overlay to that so that it goes a little bit darker and then the text stands out a bit more, and I can put a border on that as well if I wanted to. So there's lots of things you can do around editing those photos and making the photos work for the website rather than having to fit the website content around your photos. If I click cancel at any stage on any editing I'm doing, it goes back to exactly how it was previously. So you can see we're always presented with the feature area, normally a shorter version of the feature area, and then we've got the start by adding a stack. If I click on that big button, you see we're presented with all the different stack options. So you've got a 2-column stack, which we've seen before, and a 3-column stack, and all the different variations of that. So this is a 2/3, 1/3 stack. You've got a line stack if you want to break content up with a nice line. You've got a 1-column stack, which we've seen, 4-column stacks, a slideshow stack, and all the different variations of that. So let's jump back to a 3-column stack here, and let's go through and we'll add some of the blocks. So the first block we've got is a text block. So this is a heading in the text block, and this is paragraph text. We'll save that. It's going to match the stylings that your design partner has set up, so there's no issues there. If we go add block, we'll add a picture block this time. And here's our photo we're going to upload. It's again going to match the size, get everything working right, so that it's going to work on all different devices and all different screen sizes. And then let's add a button. And again, it's going to match the stylings that your design partner has set up for your buttons. If we add another stack underneath that, and let's add an email form. Any email address here, and it's going to drop that nice form in for you. We can add a map, We can be really specific and give it its exact address, or we could just be generic and give the town or the city. It's going to pull through the Google map for you. And finally, files. So if you've got a file that you want people to be able to download on your website, potentially a PDF or an image, MP3, you can upload that, and there's the button ready for them to download that file. There's other block options as well. Videos you can embed from YouTube or Vimeo. Once you've got your blog set up, you can put the most recent blog post up. If you've got an e-commerce shop connected with your Rocketspark website, you can add products. When you've got Facebook and Twitter connected, you can add a Facebook feed and a Twitter feed, and all of your social buttons can be added as well. So in the Managed Pages section, this is where you can add new pages and where you can change the order of the pages in your menu and things like that. So what you'll see here, we've got our 6 pages that are in our menu, and then underneath this line, we've also got other pages that are on the website but that aren't accessible through that menu. So if you wanted to move, for example, this payroll page so that it wasn't in the menu anymore, you could just drag it below, and now it won't be shown in the menu, but it will still be on the website accessible, and maybe it's accessible from the services page. If I want to move it back, I can just drag that, and if I wanted to change it so that it was in a different order, I can just drag and drop those. The next thing is if I want to change a page name, so potentially I want to change the name of the About page to say About Us, and I can click Save, and now that page name is changed. If I want to turn a page offline so that people can't actually view it, I can just hit this toggle, and now that page, it'll be viewable by me in editor mode, but it won't be viewable by anybody else. They won't be able to access it. So that's a nice way if you've got content that you need to remove off your website quite quickly, you can turn it offline, edit that page, and then put it back online. If you're just doing small edits to your page, you don't need to turn it offline. A visitor to your website won't see those changes happening, but if you're making quite a large change, or there's content that's got errors in it and you want to take it offline for a little while, you can do that there. The next thing you can do is copy a page. So the About Us page, if I wanted another page really similar to that, I could click copy, and then we've got that page there, it's turned offline. I can change this page name to be the new page, whatever I want to call it, and then I can work on that page, make the new page so it looks the same as the current About Us page, but you can delete and remove things, and then I can turn it back online again, ready for people to view. The next thing I can do, like we saw before, is change the order of those, and then finally is delete. So if I delete this page, it checks that I want to delete it, and there it is. Now it's gone out of our list here, but if you scroll down a little bit further, we've actually got a deleted pages section. So you can't actually delete a page forever. So if I ever wanted to bring it back, click bring it back, it appears down the bottom here, it's offline, and away we go. So that means that you can't delete a page, which means you can't accidentally delete something that you want, or that your design partners built for you and designed, and you can bring it back at any time. So there's no issue with deleting things that you actually wanted kept. So that's the basic editing of a Rocketspark website. You can see at any stage, you can click on Get Help. You can go and search our help guides. Feel free to contact our support team, and you'll be able to ask any questions about how to edit and things like that, and your design partner knows the system really well, and they'll be able to help you with editing the site and make any changes, do any redesigns, build new pages, all those sorts of things as well. So feel free to contact them as well. The great thing with Rocketspark, we'll be adding new features all the time to your website, so that you'll be have the most current up-to-date features on your website. And if you've got any questions, please feel free to contact our support team or to contact your design partner.